Amidst the embrace of flying snow, the birch trees still stand tall. The evening glow scatters its last light upon the earth. Horses graze contentedly amidst the wind and snow. The scenery along the way is enough to soothe the weariness of the journey. Setting off from Harbin, we leave our footprints all the way north, exploring the depths of the cold Mohe River in the Greater Khingan region. Dear friends, seeing words is like seeing face. We come from Shenyang in the northeast of China, but rarely traveled in our hometown after growing up. This winter, as we drive north in our RV, we increasingly don't want to miss the opportunity to continue intimate contact with ice and snow. Today, we're leaving Harbin. After preparing for the journey, the next destination is the cold Mohe River. Navigation indicates 591 miles, but we want to take it slow to see more of the scenery along the way. We'll make stops along the way. Daqing is our first resting point. The hot springs in Lindian are sourced from geothermal waters 5,879 feet underground. The water is rich in more than 20 beneficial trace elements such as selenium, silicon, iodine, and strontium, making it one of China's top 10 hot springs. We've parked our vehicle in Lindian County, Daqing, and now we're going to soak in a hot spring.
我们一会儿要去泡温泉，而且现在要找一下游泳衣。摄像的这个泳裤找着了，8个 XL。
As inexperienced as we are, we rushed outdoors, only to find our bodies intolerably cold. With the kind advice of other travelers, we put on bathrobes, and despite the -4 degrees Fahrenheit weather, we soaked in an outdoor hot spring. But it's essential to stay warm the moment you come out of the hot spring. The feeling of soaking in a hot spring not only soothes the muscle soreness from driving, but also makes the body, limbs, and face smooth, making all skincare products seem inferior in the face of Lindian hot springs. By the time we left the hot spring resort, it was already past 8 p.m. With the thought of filling our stomachs, we entered a handmade noodle restaurant. Perhaps the owner took pity on us for not having dinner yet. Despite it being close to New Year's Eve and the rush to close the shop, they still accommodated us, making us the last customers that night. 2 bowls of spicy noodles and a plate of ribs cost a total of $6.2. In no time, we finished our meal. While we were eating, the owner also cleaned up the restaurant, looking at the empty dining hall. At that moment, I truly felt New Year's was just around the corner. Early the next morning, we hurriedly hit the road, hoping to encounter red-crowned cranes on this day of bidding farewell to the old year and welcoming the new.
我们现在就进了齐齐哈尔市区了，一进城区啊，感觉这路又挺宽的。齐齐哈尔是黑龙江第2大城市，我们一会儿就去看丹顶鹤啦。
The Zhelong Nature Reserve is China's first national-level nature reserve mainly for the protection of red-crowned cranes. To reach the crane breeding area from the entrance of the reserve, you need to take a small train. As we were not familiar with the train schedule, we were in a bit of a panic. We ran all the way.
你这一会儿赶不上车。好，谢谢您。
And just managed to board the train a second before it departed. Here's a reminder to fellow travelers. When taking the small train, best to arrive at the departure point 10 minutes in advance. Red-crowned cranes require clean and open wetland environments as their habitat. In our lives, though red-crowned cranes are not often seen, their symbolism of happiness, auspiciousness, longevity, and loyalty is deeply rooted in our culture. When I saw the red-crowned crane spread its wings, it was so beautiful. I wonder if you who witnessed this scene could feel the wishes in our hearts. We hope, dear ones, that your hearts follow your desires. The tourists watching the cranes have all dispersed, but we're still hurriedly packing up our equipment. Not far away, there's a small red-crowned crane that hasn't followed the others in leaving. I wonder if it's because it's playful and doesn't want to go home yet, or if it wants to stay with us a little longer.
这只小鹤还没走呢，孤零零的，小可怜样的。我们要走了，拜拜了。
Back in the car, we have to deal with an issue that occurred on the road just now. Our RV's generator isn't working.
开一下后舱盖。当行车发电出现问题的时候，我们首先会检查行车发电机的皮带，看着没有什么问题，松紧度跟上次装完之后是差不多的。皮带没有问题的话，那大概率就是保险烧了。检查一下我们行车发电的保险，保险应该是烧了，所以要换一下保险。找到了一些备用的保险，挑一下。300A 的这个可以的。保险的作用就是让它电流不要超过300A， 相当于是保护电池了。先把绝缘胶布剪断。烧糊了，绝缘胶布也烧糊了，上面有的地方有点黑了。
对，这电流够大。
它的牺牲保护了电池。已经换好了新的在上面。好了，我们再试一下行车发电吧。右下角的数字就起来了，就代表它现在的充电功率已经到5.8千瓦了，电流是108A， 低于300A 的就是一个安全的状态。
With the RV generator fixed, we continue our journey, aiming to find a parking spot for New Year's Eve tonight. Over the years, we've been wandering around, often not spending Chinese New Year at home. But today, it's a bit different. We're unsure where we'll end up as the New Year countdown begins, so for the first time, we're just going with the flow. The sheep leisurely walk through the winter fields. The haystacks taller than houses. The neatly stacked wood. And the meticulous care of the cattle by the herdsmen. These scenes that catch the eye, even if fleeting,
大车会车了。
fill me with anticipation for such unexpected encounters in travel. Perhaps amidst many uncertainties, chance is the essence of travel. We drove around Fuyu County in Qiqihar and found that most shops were closed, with sporadic pedestrians hurrying home for the new year. Facing the sunset, we decided to park at the Fuyu service area for the night, which happened to have charging facilities.
又跑过来爬门缝了，小东西。
However, an unexpected surprise was that the accommodation conditions at this service area were excellent, so we got a room, took a shower, and welcomed the new year cleanly. As we set off again, snow started to fall from the sky. After the snow, thick fog descended on the road again. All the cars we encountered had their hazard lights on, and visibility was less than 30 feet. The rear-view mirror frosted over due to the combination of moisture and low temperatures. Helpless, we rallied and drove to the nearest Laolai service area, where we used alcohol spray and windshield wipers to clear the frost. After crossing the Nenjiang River, we switched from the Suiman Expressway to National Highway 332. A cold atmosphere seemed to arise from ahead. Look at Pippi, cleverly finding a warm nest for herself. Every landscape is a node of memory. As we entered the Greater Khingan Mountains and saw the straight birch trees, I really wished I could hold a book that could capture these landscapes, recording every scene to show you all. Here, there are not only vast forests and snowy plains, but what I look forward to most are the occasional blue-roofed houses and rising smoke from chimneys. The masts dropped at train station, the thunderous sound of passing trains.
帅气，这是北京到加格达奇的绿皮车。
The clumsy and slow snowplows, and the snow waves glistening under the brilliant sunlight. In minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit, these scenes are even more comforting to the fingertips. Today, We've searched for 2 parking spots in a row, but none were ideal. We looked at Jiagedaqi village near Dilan River. It felt like a single-lane village road, and we were afraid of the awkwardness of encountering oncoming traffic, so we didn't dare to go down. After driving more than 50 miles, we arrived at Baihua Township, but seeing limited height poles on the left side of the road, we could only stop here. It was getting late, so we continued towards Jiagedaqi, hoping to arrive before sunset. Even the sun hid itself, and I'm a bit worried as we've never driven on icy roads after sunset. Just when we were worried, the playful sunset appeared again. Its gentle touch brushed against the few clouds on the horizon, and the pink halo spread towards the sky, conveying a hint of warmth. The weariness and unease of the journey dissipated in this moment. Upon entering Jiagedaqi, goose feather snow began to fall from the sky again, and parking to recharge was no longer possible.
显示屏触摸不灵了，估计是这个显示屏冻坏了。一会儿打个客服电话问一下，但是大概率今天也修不好了，所以今天充不了电了。
The night in Jiagedaqi surprised me again.
有一个小朋友在放烟花，这个灯真好看，好漂亮。
Letting the brilliance of the night continue the radiance of the day, letting our hearts no longer feel uneasy, we welcome the blossoming. What we encounter is always the best arrangement.